HRE.
Hello. Okay, I think I have everything set up to continue our Ironmon today. Sorry, I was just double checking some stuff before we jumped into it. Millie! Excuse me, thank you so much for the 47 months. Good to see you. Hello, Brittle. Okay, let's just get into it, shall we? Charlie, I brought a Pikachu badge. Oh my gosh! You have the 30th anniversary badge. How do you get that? Subscribing or gifting a sub to a streamer in an eligible Pokemon category. Oh, cool! What the heck? I want it. The heck? That's awesome. Oh, none of my sources are working. Hold on. That's the wrong one. There's that one. There we go. I moved some stuff around ever so slightly. Today's the last day, I think. Well, shoot, wait. I should find out. I should find out. Does Pokemon Emerald count? That's the category we're in right now. Also, this says I have playtime because I was trying to make sure that everything worked. So, just so you know, I don't remember what the starters were because I did this at the end of last stream, I think. Oh, it's a little Kyurem for you. Pokemon Trading Card Game, Pokemon Trading Card Live, Trading Card Pocket, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Legends ZA. Oh, you know what? Okay, sorry to postpone this. But speaking of Pocket, I have some cards to open gifted by Pokemon. So hold on, let's definitely do that before I forget. Do that real quickly here. I'm watching your hot take video right now. Hey, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Fellas that are here, if you wouldn't mind checking it out, bookmarking it or something if you can't watch it now, obviously. I would really appreciate it. That was the first video of its kind for my channel, and for whatever reason, it was really nerve-wracking. I don't know why. I don't know why. It ends March 2nd, 7:59 UTC. Okay, well, let's just quickly move over to Pokemon Pocket. Gifted by Pokemon. Okay. My camera like really close.
Pokemon Emma Dude, the best generation.
Let's just zoom out a little. There we go. I feel like I'm not right in your face now. 4 hours from now is the deadline. Oh my goodness. Oh, Drew did. Hello. Thank you for the 8 months. Pokemon M Dude, the best generation. It's got all the Pokemon in it. So it's a little bit crazy. Okay, so let's see. Now that this is on, how do I get it to working? Go over here. Oh, that's definitely the program. I need to unplug. Hold on. Try like this. Why is it not working? It says it's enabled. This is the first time I've had issues with this program since using it, actually. Maybe I'll just close it and reopen it. See if that helps. The 2010s nostalgia starters go freaky. We got Undertale Dog, Angry Birds Bird, and a Littlest Pet Shop Lizard. I love them. I love all three of them. I think they're great. I'm actually so happy with them. Where the hell? Oh, okay, progress. Progress. Sorry, the program is just being a little bit annoying. I don't know why. Any second now. I'm gonna get it all to work. I'm too addicted to the convenience of new gen mechanics. XPL, I don't need an HM mule. Oh sure, yeah. I've been playing Leaf Green with my husband. He's been playing Fire Red, and we've been really enjoying our time. we've been just taking our time. It's been good. Okay, why is this not? Why can it not find my phone? Seems really bizarre. I don't think I ever had to really mess with the program that much before. Hi Legacy, good to see you. Can't wait to play Fire Red. That's my first game I'm gonna play after I'm done with Resident Evil 9. Oh, I'm so excited to play Resident Evil 9. I really want to play that game. Like I really am trying to not let other things totally overshadow it. Because I mean, Pocopia's coming out. Like if I'm gonna play it, I gotta play it like soon. You know what I mean? Why the hell is this not working? Am I using the wrong cable, maybe? Is it just something stupid like that? There, oh, there's my device. What? What the fuck? Just crashed. Two streams a day and coming to play all the games. Oh, if only I could swing that. If only I had the time. This is just it's being so weird. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to figure out. What could possibly be the issue? It even says that it's all connected. Hold on, maybe I gotta like hard close it. And we'll run as admin. You can still gift a sub for the badge and go back to Ironmon. True. Let's do it. We'll gift a random sub. Lab Wolf. Aww. That's awesome. What are we doing? I was gonna rip some of my pocket packs. It was gifted by Pokemon. Maybe I'll just have to hold them up to the camera. It might have to be the way we do it. Seems kind of dumb. You're welcome, Lab Wolf. Hey, good night, Millie. See you later. Hold on. Plug this back in. That worked. Oh, Papa Fury, thank you so much for the 35 months. And Legacy, thank you for the 100 biddies. Oh, you can only do that on Android. Okay, cool. This can't be my only cable. It is just refusing. Yeah, this is the only thing I can think of, that it's the cable. I just want to show you guys some packs. I wonder if I could do this. Hold on. Maybe there's a way I could do this, like this. I'm gonna try and do something dumb, potentially. Oh no, I would need 2 Discord accounts to do that. Such a pain in the ass. Rest this device. Work, damn it. Come on. Application is already running. Okay, well. Call me, you screen share, I screen share, you screen sharing, and then you stream that. This will never work. I think I would also need 2 accounts for that. Hi Jamie, good to see you. They'd have to be both in the call. Surely this should just work. The confusion I feel. I've never had this problem before. Okay, well. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna open at least one. we'll open it like this. Here, let me just... My phone's like not gonna do it at all. Just can't see anything. Why is it refusing to focus? You guys like this low res? This is cool. This is a fun new way to do this. It's just so blurry. Yeah, can anyone make out what the cards are? I'm trying to do it mirrored too. I guess this is a little bit better. Okay. Better now. It's a little bit better. Hey, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Well, you know, we just make do. we just make do. I have to open my free packs before I can rip 10. And And then we'll get back to the Ironmon, I swear. Who's that? Is that Pooper? Oh, it's Valday and Wooper in the mud. So cute. Oh, good. Okay, whoop. I think that was my last one. Maybe I've got one more free pack. Oh yeah, one more. And then we can rip 10. I haven't opened any of these yet because I've been waiting to do it for stream, but I kept forgetting. This was just a busy week. Oh, a new... Chien-Pao full art! Dude, I love this Pokemon. Oh, yay! That's so awesome. I love Chien-Pao. That's so cool. I'm so glad that we got something good. So now if I don't get anything in the 10, I'll feel a little bit better. The Vessels of Ruin? I think that's correct. That sounds right to me. Vessels of Ruin. Okay, let's rip 10 of them. Sorry you guys can't hear any fun noises. Here, I'll do it for you. Pop, 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 pop. There's only one pop. Got a lot of my boss tips. Oh, that was Spidops. Ooh, rare pack. Thank you for the hype train. Gimme Ghoul. Ooh, mocking me. And shiny Tinkatuff. Cute. Oh yeah, the hammer's shiny on Tinkatuff because it's Corviknight. So weird. It's so uncomfortable. Olive, Palafin. I'll have to actually read these cards when I have the chance to. Fido. Oh, stop it. Mocking me. Little baby Gimme Ghoul. Capsicum, Cloth, Tarantula, Mousehold. Oh, it's family of 3 form too. So cute. This is like weirdly hurting my arms to hold my phone like this. Oh, our Bolivia. The Tinkline and Kamala are the only Pokemon who aren't shiny. It's their objects that are. Oh dang, we actually only got 2 Gimme Ghoul. Crazy. Crazy. Alright, alright. Back to the Ironmon for us. Go back Pokemon Emerald. And Ironmon starting, what was it? Starting attempt is 39, I think. Okay, here we go. Oh, dang it. Okay, sorry, 1 second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. We're all good. Forgot my freaking chapstick in the other room. Alright, where is my game? No, we're not playing a Super Kaizo as of yet. Okay. I forgot to set a poll. Which Pokeball, you guys? Right, middle, left. Okay, the poll is live. Move this over here. Oh, bright powder. I can't read about it. Oh, never mind. I didn't realize it would give you the little summary if you were just hovering over it. Whoops. Okay. Do we get informed voting? I think we're gonna do uninformed this time. Let's see, what do I do? There we go. We won't know until we know. Looks like left is the winner though. Okay. Kyukamuku. Kingler. I love Kingler. Amora. Oh, Rock Ice is such a bad typing, but Amora is so cute. Oh boy, oh boy. Self-destruct! Hydro Pump, Crunch, and Aerial Ace. You know, we can work with this as long as I don't hit the end the run button. So long as we don't do that, we might be okay. That was the wrong ball. Oh! I picked the right one! I'm so sorry. I wanted Kingler too. That's how you know I didn't do that on purpose. I was like, damn it, I wanted Kingler. Well, hit the self-destruct button right now. Okay, sorry. Who would like to name Amora, you guys? I can't believe I just mixed up right and left. Okay. Oh man. I wonder what Kingler had. Oh, I guess, are we gonna fight Kingler then? Because we picked the right ball. Kingler's gonna end our run. I can just feel it. Hey, Thick Fat isn't bad. Hey, Thick Fat is not bad. Especially since we're part rock. Or sorry, part ice anyway. So having that for fire, it's not too bad. I don't know what level. Amora evolves at level 39. Oh wait, I think I do have it hard set to evolve at 30. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Winter. You have won. What are we naming our Amora? Wow, that is so goofy. I cannot believe I did that. I'm so sorry. Aurora. What a great name. That's a name that I actually really like for if I had another daughter in the future. Aurora, and then calling her like Rory. Man, okay, let me just move self-destruct down there. Just so, you know, I don't accidentally button mash and then blow us up. I was gonna name it bomb.com. It's not a bad name. My childhood dog's full name was Bella Aurora Borealis. That is such a quintessential childhood dog name. I love that so much. My aunt's dog was named... What was it? It was so cute. It was like Rosie Starflower something. It's like you could just tell the kids named it. It was very cute. Oh my god. Oh, Kingler. Let's crunch him. Bone meringue, it's over. Of course he's got fucking bone meringue, okay. Wow, really wish that was my guy. I really wish I didn't just not know my left from my rights. He just has a ground type move. Yeah. GG buddy, see you later. On to the next. You know what they say? Okay, let's do another one. Which ball? Left, middle, right. This time I'm gonna really think carefully about that. Oops, B? My name's not Barley. Oh, score bunny. We're not playing a Super Kaizo. How'd you get Nomura? Oh yeah, so this is a patch for Pokemon Emerald called the Natdex patch. So it has almost all of the Pokemon into Gen 9 besides the most recent Mega Evolutions in ZA. And we're playing a Kaizo Ironmon. Oh, I guess I forgot to put Kaizo. Whoops. There we go. We're going mid. Okay. Calyrex! Oh, we can't pick Calyrex. He's a legendary. Fungus. And Spinda. Okay, you guys, should we go? Well, his base stat total is 500. He's not riding form. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. What do we do? Fear the deer. Okay, we're gonna go left for real this time. We're Fungus has... Oh my god, dude. Okay. Sandstream. Very good. Intimidate them, Fungus. We have Milk Drink. Okay, can't use that move. Spark, Haze, and Vital Throw. Okay, surely. Why do you have Blizzard? Why did you hit Blizzard turn 1? We're alive? Color change? Oh. Okay. String shot. Interesting. Was I gonna switch it to a bug type? Oh no, it didn't. Good. Wow. Oh yeah, I guess I could have sparked him, huh? Okay, Fungus. If you'd like to name our Fungus, type exclamation point name into chat. Sandstream? Yeah, we might be looking to pivot, I'll be honest. This might be a this might be a pivot. We have this little tiny guy who also doesn't evolve until level 39. but probably level 30. Give it up for attempt 40. Attempt 40, everybody. Cam, what are we naming Fungus? Das Toad. Is it both? Is it Das Toad or just Toad? Big guy Toad. Just Toad. Oh, I love it. That's my main in Mario Kart. Scyther. Boy, do I love Scyther. Scyther with Trace? Dude. No. Let me leave. Okay. Phew. We don't get to kill it for XP. We can only catch wild Pokemon. We have to get all of our XP from trainer battles. Okay. That might not be a bad pivot. It is so low level though. But maybe we would get maybe we'd get lucky. I love saying that. Oh, hello Iron Boulder. But Scyther with Trace? I don't know. Oh, we're so slow. Iron Boulder, we're just trying to go home. We're getting walled by this. We're not making it to Scyther, you guys. We can't even leave. Oh my god. And we gotta be full HP because we're probably against freaking Calyrex. We're against Calyrex and we're part poison. Like this, there's just so many parts that are not in our favor, you know? Like, okay. The rules don't include paradoxes on the legendary list. That's good to know. Oh, that means there's potential for Slitherwing. Not this run, probably, but you know, potential. Yes, we can. It's one of the only things we can buy in the shop, actually, is repels. We can buy Pokeballs and repels. It's not good. We simply die. Yeah, I'm just like looking at everything. He's setting up on me too. Like, we crit. That was a critical hit, you guys. Get hazed. Uh-oh. Alright, anyways. To the next game. Just 10 crits, here we go. Give it up for attempt 41, everybody. Oh, also in the rules, I just want to state this out loud. There's a clause because we're playing with the NatDex patch, so you can have more than 3 favorite Pokemon and 1 legendary. So you can have up to 9 favorites because there's 9 generations and 1 favorite legendary. My personal favorite legendary is Rayquaza, so that's what mine's gonna be. But obviously I have Scolipede, Sandaconda, Vaporeon, who would I even pick? Lurantis, Hisuian Zoroark. That's 5. Trying to think of the other ones. There's so many that I love. It's so hard to choose. Arcanine. I'm gonna forget one. Can I say Stakataka? He's an Ultra Beast. I'm saying Stakataka. He's on the list, okay? I love Stakataka. Is that okay? I'm gonna, yeah, it is. He's on the list, okay? He's my favorite. I love him. Ultra Beast counted in the legendary list. Oh, so I'd have to pick him as my legendary favorite? Oh, dang it. Okay, well, that can't happen. Crobat. Starmie, obviously. I love Starmie. Venusaur. Sure. That's a lot of Gen 1, but it's okay. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. If I have any mods here, can you start the poll for the Pokeball? I would be so grateful. Primeape. I don't know why, but ever since I found Galarian Articuno without spoilers, I've been enamored by it. I like Galarian Articuno too. It looks so cool and sleek. The Cam said, "Oh, poll boy, is insurance a scam?" Yeah, it is a little bit. Like, you still need it. You do still need it, but damn, it is... Insurance right now is so frustrating. Those are on the list and not paradoxes and vice versa. Yeah, I wonder why. What's the Super Kaizo rule set? Oh, thank you for linking that, Cam. Yeah, if you're ever interested about any of the different rule sets, it goes from Ironmon, Ultimate Kaizo, Super Kaizo, and Survival. So you can see all the rules for yourself. Let's see which one. Oh, we got mid again. Okay. Kangaskhan. Okay, let's see what the other twos were. Crabrawler and Solosis. Man, I love Kangaskhan. Okay, cool. Tadpole. Superpower, okay. Howl. We've got Howl. We might be in good shape. we might be in good shape here. Okay. Cute Tadpole. What's our ability? Oh, we have Effect Spore. Dude. Okay, if you'd like to name Kangaskhan, type !name into chat. I'm gonna do this one pretty quick, so get in while you can. Okay. Jamie, what would you like to name Kangaskhan? Winter, I'm so curious. Take your time. You can think it through. Mama? I don't know. I love it. Can we call her Big Mama? Kinda is a big mama. We'll call her Mama. Okay, sorry. I need to remember what Effect Spore does. Leave spores on contact. That's nice. We got a neutral nature. Superpower is so crazy. How superpower, Zap Cannon, and Dig. Those are low PP moves though. Oh, oops. I'm like about to fight. Got too used to playing leaf green. Pass for water. Okay, so who are we against here? Is it Solosis? Feels like we have a decent start. Or Beetle. Amateur guy. Let's just hit it with a dig. Like, it probably doesn't have levitate, yeah? Stop double teaming. Stop it. Okay. Oh! I still thought that was gonna kill. I knew it wasn't gonna be very effective, but I thought it was gonna kill still. Yikes. Why does it have so many setup moves? And curse? Solosis is like, oops, all setup moves. Uh-oh. Guys, I'm getting scared. Does it have an attacking move? Because if it does, this is getting a little worrisome. Maybe it's a ghost move. Oh, maybe I've walled it. Okay, it didn't burn. It didn't burn. Oh my gosh. Stop! It's not boosting damage. That's true. That's true. Well, it is with curse. There. Ah! Are you serious? Oh, because it's boost defense so much. God. Oh, okay. Oh my god, I can breathe. This is the scariest Solosis I've ever seen. Imagine if that missed, we would have been in trouble. Ooh. Okay. We're live. We're moving on. No thank you, Hypno. Oh, I didn't realize my Kangaskhan's all messed up. I don't even know where to put this. I don't know. I've got so much shit on the screen. Whatever. On we go. Let's get him, mama. Oh. Not Nido Queen. Okay, we can't zap cannon it, but we can dig. Mom fight, mom fight. Alright, that's fine. I ain't worried about that one bit. Dude, imagine the scary thing is though, with how reliable, or how much I'm going to rely on Dig, if anything has Earthquake, we are in so much danger. Like, okay, well you don't have Levitate, probably. He had Fire Blast too, huh? Get zapped. Yay! Oh. Nice. Truant? How does it keep avoiding me? You are paralyzed! What is going on? Zubat with Volt Absorb gonna wall you? That's so true. Light screen? What are my moves again? No. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think... I don't know. We do need another move. Like, we have in total like 20 moves per battle. And most of those are low accuracy, so it's a little scary. Caterpie? That was kind of fun. Ooh. Okay. I realized I couldn't dig. I was howling to dig and realized, oh yeah, I can't do that. Hi, Jammy. Oh my god. I like whoever did the sprite work for Reggie Lucky. It looks really cool. Nice. Let's grab our berries. Hot take? Okay, go ahead. Reggie Lucky and Reggie Draco were unnecessary, and I don't think they should exist. Where was that in my hot takes video? Winter, where were you? I needed that. Just kidding. I made the Google Doc for that like a month and a half ago. That is a hot take. I love both those new Reggies, I'll be honest. I think they're a really cool design. I want more of them. I'm such a I don't even know what the word is. I want a Reggie for every type, like I want an evolution for every type. Show me each one. Each golem symbolic of one type. For October this year, I drew what I thought a bug type Reggie would look like. And it was a lot of fun. Here's a hot take. Flygon best dragon type and is not even close. Flygon's got some fans. I think that's a pretty lukewarm take. I think lots of people like Flygon. I don't know. Out of every dragon, though. Yeah, I would say Flygon's probably he's easily in top 10 favorite dragons. Flygon should have been the first bug dragon. I keep holding out hope that they give us a bug dragon eventually. I want that type combo so bad. I think it just would look like thematically very cool. Oh, well. Can't really use that now, can we? The Reggies represent different ages: Ice Stage, Stone Age, Industrial Age, and I guess Medieval Modern for Drago Electric. They just seem odd. Yeah, I can see what you're saying when you look at it like that, through that lens. Yeah, I could understand that. I still want all of them. That's what we're talking about. that's what we're talking about. Good night, J-Ma. I am actually shocked with how they brought back Megas and gave so many Pokemon Mega Evolutions, and they didn't touch Flygon when it's been like the meme forever. I really thought that we were gonna get it. And then with the DLC, where they added even more Megas, I was like, maybe he'll get it this time. Guess not. Ooh. Drizzle. Oh, I could have superpowered too, I guess. How dare they not give him one? Honestly, that's why I won't be buying Winds and Waves. Okay. Justice for Flygon. That's such a funny that's such a funny reason to boycott, because it's like Pokemon would never know that that's the reason why you're not buying, right? What I read on the internet, so it must be true, is that they couldn't settle on design for Mega Flygon that they liked. Well, that's a hilarious thing to say, because they sure like to settle on designs that I don't like for a lot of Pokemon. Just kidding. It's interesting that no one's running anything by me, I've noticed. Pokemon Company, feel free to reach out. I'll give you some Flygon designs that maybe you'll like. Looking at you, Starmie. I won't lie to you. That was like one of the funniest reveals ever. There was so much hype behind it, and I had tried really, really hard to not look into any of like the leaks or the new Mega Evolutions. And when I finally saw Starmie, I was like losing my mind. I was laughing so hard. But the Mega actually grew on me a lot. I actually think it's a really fun design. With like the homage to Earthbound, and where Starmie and Staryu have always kind of come from space. I'm with it now. I wasn't always, but I am now. I can't talk. I love Victory Bell's design. I like it too. And that's probably one of, if I were to make a hot takes video with my hot takes, I would say, ooh, slam? Hold on. Oh, but our accuracy. It's not body slam, it's just slam. Yeah, we're not taking that, sorry. I know it's stab, but I'm not... 80% accuracy is just... I can't do it. You know what? Maybe I should have swapped it for Zap Cannon, in all honesty. That's probably too hasty on my end. me grab this first. You have a 50 accuracy. See, sometimes you gotta give Nurse Joy a little smooch. Oh, hello, Samurant. I completely lost my train of thought, so whatever I was saying, I don't know what it was anymore. Oh my god, Zap Cannon is 50% accurate. Wait. Wait, why did I think it was higher than that? Oh my god, I've trolled so hard. Oh. Hi, Amora. You thought I was a liar? No, I think I mixed up what we were talking. I think I mixed up the moves we were talking about. I didn't realize Zap was the one that was 50. Please don't have a fighting move. You scary, scary bear. Okay, nice. Beware is the scariest Pokemon ever. I'm glad you think so too, Biggs. That first episode of the Alola anime with Beware, it is legitimately horrifying. It's so good. Oh, a lava cookie. Ever since I started calling it Bearware, it's been so much less scary. That like, oh, Chikorita. That reminds me of like something one of my kids would say at summer camp. my kids that I get to work with, they say stuff like that all the time. I don't know. I don't even know how to articulate what I'm trying to say with that. That's just like very like little kid logic to me. Like ever since I've started calling it Bearware, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm glad you get me, Biggs. Oh, cute Dracozolt. Like if you imagine them in your undies, oh yeah, exactly like that. Those kids, they say the funniest stuff. They just crack me up all day. Oh. That's crazy. Oh my god, what if we get fossil Pokemon again in Gen 10? Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we get fossil Pokemon? Did we not get fossils in Gen 9? Is that true? Oh my god. Is that the only gen that didn't have fossil Pokemon? Why? I wonder why they did that. That's so weird. Maybe they're like, look, we don't know how to fit this into the story. We have all of Paldea mapped out. We don't know how to do it. I don't count Galar's fossils. I love Galar's fossils. I'm sure that you know this, but why they're so just such abominations is because when we were first kind of figuring out fossils and putting them together, we were making chimeras basically. Like, oh, this is the neck bone of this, and this must be its tail, and we were just wrong, and we were making incorrect animals. So it was like a play on that. But I would love to see what the actual fossils looked like instead of these weird like randomized abominations. It's me, I'm here, have no fear. Hello, Zen. I'm so glad you made it just in time for the beginning of stream. The beginning of stream only an hour ago. Bada boom, oh my god. Zen, thank you for the 26 months, I appreciate you. How you been?
Bada boom.
I don't know. Did we didn't fight everyone. So we can fight this guy. This guy's got 3 Pokemon. I should have come back and fought one of the bug catchers. Oh my god. No matter. No matter, we will dig. Yes. Yes, I think we will dig here. Very good. I wasn't trying to over level for... Oh man. I think we will dig again. After we get for work in 5.5 hours, can I stop adulting for 1 year? Let me know. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, we love Effect Spore. Bless. He's eating. What are your predictions for Gen 10 starter second type? Honestly, I haven't totally given it a lot of like in-depth thought yet, but I guess we have to dig once again. Oh, what I would like, okay, ideal world, what I would like personally. I think that our bird, I don't know, actually. I've been back and forth a little bit because, oh no, we're poisoned. Hold on. Let me pause that thought. Poisoned. Pickle. No matter. Do I moo moo milk here? They're not very low. I might have to. Ooh, but I want to save that so badly. Hold on. Let us dig once more for 1 moment. Comet Punch. Okay, dang. Oh, oops, all normal moves. There we go. Hello, Crow. Good to see you. Like, okay, I don't think they're gonna do any, like, new type combinations. Okay, I've seen a lot of people say Fire Fairy for the dog. I would be so excited. I've been Fire Fairy's #1 fan. I want to see it in the game so badly. I don't think that they're gonna do that, but it would be cool. Fire Steel would be cool too. I don't know that they would do that one either. There's a few type combinations that just haven't really been done yet. I mean, not that that one hasn't been done, but Fire Fairy, right? I don't know. I just don't know what direction they're gonna go. It could be cool. I don't know what they're gonna do with them. Like, I'm trying not to get myself too hyped up because, like, obviously my expectations are pretty tapered from the last 4 generations where they've evolved into things that I didn't expect whatsoever. Like, just purely design-wise. And I've already seen some beautiful fan art where I'm like, it's never gonna be that. I know Pokemon pretty well at this point. It's never gonna be that. I wish that wasn't the case, but it's just the truth, you know? Let's give our Kangaskhan a berry to hold. Or something. A hold on that restores any lowered stat. Are the herbs, that's fine. We'll just do a berry. Don't listen to me. And just to say too, it's not because I think that every starter evolution has been bad by any means. I would have liked to see them be less person with a job, that as Cam put it one time. But I don't know. I mean, that little Pomeranian is so damn cute, but I thought the same thing about Litten. And then when they shared the second stage evolutions, I was like, oh, Torracat. It stayed on the, like, all fours. I'm like, maybe it'll turn to, like, a saber-toothed tiger or something. And then it turned into Incineroar, and I was like, what? What do you mean it's a wrestle cat? Is a pro wrestler cat? It really... I could have drawn 100 pictures of what I thought Incineroar was going to look like. It would have never looked like that. So I don't know. Who knows what they're going to make? But Incineroar has grown on me since. I think he's got quite a bit of personality. Zweilous. Not me. I hate that two-legged cat. I felt similarly to Meowscarada. A Sprigatito is just such a cute cat. And I just wanted so badly for it to be a cute cat. Uh-oh, I'm a little bit walled. How walled am I? Let's howl one time. It's sketched howl? Whoa, hey, relax, okay. Speed boost Glycar, sketching howl. Okay, nice crit. Okay. Oh my god. Holy shit. I might have to do this. There we go. Nice. Nice! That's what we're talking about. Paralyzed. That's a lot of superpowers to use on one Gligar, though. Oh my god. Eruption. Okay, see you later, Zap Cannon. Goodbye, America. Hello, Hawaii. David, I swear you're so goddamn funny sometimes. Alright. Here we go, fellas. Roxanne time. Another halucha. Uh-oh. That did not do as much as I was really hoping that it would. Okay, I think I have to moo milk here. Nice, nice. Effect spore poison. Effect spore is so good for us. We might just stall a little bit. Like, we wouldn't hit with dig, but I think that might be a good idea. Oh, well, it's a good idea now, I guess. Except for it's double teaming while I do that. I don't know if I want to use my last superpower here, though. I might not have a choice. This eruption just did not do very much damage. And we might just not. Shed skin! Oh, shit. That's like the worst. That is like the worst. Oh, that's true. We were half HP. Oh, we were half HP. I don't think we're gonna be able to hit him now is the problem. I'm gonna be struggling. I need him to hit me and then get poisoned again or something. Not turning on the pole, that's crazy. I should have just taken slam. Oh, now I'm 21, so eruption's gonna do nothing again. Sucks. There's my orange berry. Come on, effect spore. Come on, effect spore. Back to the truck. Yeah, this is not looking good. Sleep. Probably not for long. Didn't hit it. Oh, we didn't hit it. I might just have to take the opportunity to heal. Damn. So sad. I should have just taken slam. Oh, if I just would have taken slam. Damn it. I wanted to be with Kanga so bad. Alright, left it is. Left it is. Oh, here, I'll open that, the nickname giveaway. Oh my god, Eternatus? Scary. Nice. Spirit Tomb, Reniculus, and Iron Treads. This is left, right? It said left? Okay, sorry. Since I messed that up earlier. Like, this... Oh, Mega Bee Drill. Heal Bell, Sleep Talk, Dazzling Gleam, and Mach Punch. Weird. Can you even kill this thing? I think I do more damage than I am level 5 and it's level 2, so I think I will kill it, but if we were higher level, like, no, I wouldn't. Okay, I wouldn't get too attached to this Reniculus, because I'm probably gonna pivot. Winter, you just won, so I'm gonna re-roll it. Crow, what would you like to name Reniculus? Oh, next. Oh my hell. Oops. I won like 5 Pokemon ago. Oh. Sorry, I like to try and prioritize people that haven't won yet in the night. I probably should have prefaced that. That's my fault. Okay, what do we got? What's our ability? Oh wait, it's Flash Fire. Let's just do a little scouting. Well, actually, we should probably just make sure that we don't lose. Ooh. Wellrin? Wellrin's not bad. Zarude. Zarude is a mythical. So I'm assuming he's in the legendary clause as well. Mythicals and legendaries, right? Can I hit this thing? Oh, yeah, I got Dazzling Gleam. We might be okay, actually. Nice. Our Flash Fire! It worked! Whoa. Kinda crazy. Okay, let's just look around for a moment. Oops, sorry, excuse me. Oh, speaking of which, Florigato. I do have my Pokeballs now, right? Yeah, okay. Tatsugiri. That's not a bad mon either. Casey, you're all good, man. Let's go look up here. Little shallows. Cute. know, maybe I just hold out with Reniculus. Oh, it's just because it's both Shellos. Has Arena Trap? Okay, well. Gotta do what we gotta do. Getting Mach punched by its little jelly arms. Oh my god, it's Melmetal. Yeah, I think maybe if we're just able to get some better moves. Let's see. We'll just keep going. Maybe we can level up and get some better moves. We have to get rid of Heal Bell, no matter what. And Sleep Talk is not gonna do us any good unless we get put to sleep, I guess. Cool. I like Rabska. Mach Punch might just heal Rabska. No, seriously. It's double resistance. So many bug Pokemon. At least Dazzling Gleam is a pretty solid move. You know, it's so weird when you find a Pokemon that just like is in the correct zone. Once a land it and you're walled. That's so true. Ooh. My Trigun hates to see some sparkles. We're already level 11. Surprised you're fighting every trainer, to be honest. I kind of just want to get my levels early, if I'm able to. Supersonic. I mean, I have to take it over Heal Bell anyway. Could be worse. You're not doing the level cap anymore? The level cap is 14. Oh, I see what you're saying. I do have some unavoidable battles coming up, huh? That is usually what I do, though. I usually do those 4 trainers. And then I avoid some in the forest. So maybe I'll just try and avoid these guys. Nice. That was a little sketchy. Like, it won't let you gain XP? No, it will let you gain XP. It's just to try not to overlevel what the gym leader's ace is. Or overlevel 2 what the gym leader's ace's level is. Just to not make the run really, really easy. I try to stay, like, within a level. Oh, it's 15 actually. Okay. Phew. Not 14. Oh, that's probably Brock's in leaf green. Maybe that's why I'm thinking of that. I think Brock's is Onyx is 14. Lumberry? Oh, Poiple. That guy's freaking Poiple. I think this guy has like 4 Pokemon. Oh god, I always try to avoid him. Well... would have made my life easier. I thought it was 12. You've been doing this entire Ironmon with a 12 level cap? Dude, that is so rough. Oh my god. That is miserable, Cam. Okay. I didn't do anything. It destiny bonded me. Oops. Whoops. Okay. Yeah. I got a little bit mixed up there. I don't have any excuse for that one. Unfortunately. That's not even a trainer. I think I've fought that trainer maybe twice in all 43 runs that we've done too, because it has 4 Pokemon, so I just try to avoid him. But of course, but alas. Yeah, that was a little bit int. Okay, we're starting with a soda pop. This is good. This is already good. I can feel it. What are our votes looking like? Spelling her name simulator. Brutal. It's brutal. Left and right tied? I could have broken the tie, instead I went middle. That's crazy. I'll just click the random button. Alright, left it is. Mega Absol was middle. Veneri was right. Vesta. Ooh, do I love Larvesta. Hello, Grimmsnarl. Mud Sport, Super Fang, Eruption, and Thunder. Middle would have been great. We could have had it all. But Larvesta with Eruption? Not terrible. Stab Eruption's pretty cool. Okay. Here, we'll allow the entries again if you would like the opportunity to nickname Larvesta. We do have Effect Spore again. Oh, it's back. Very good. We'll take it. Alright, I'll give it like 10 seconds. Yeah, Casey, also I saw your message earlier. I don't really blame you for giving up on me for the, using the glasses. They're in, they're in my cabinet. I just haven't been able to find time to do certain things. Been lots of different things on my priority list. I'll work it out eventually. Everything is hard capped to evolve at 30, at least, Cam. CJ, what would you like to nickname Larvesta? Now why? No, why would you name it Teemo? This is not a Teemo Pokemon. Casey, I don't know if I've ever gotten mad at you at all, Teemo. Alright, guess it is a Teemo Pokemon. I stand corrected. It does have Effect Spore. You know what? You might be onto something. Oh. Iante. I got off guard. You're all good. All good. Who are we up against? Is it Mega Absol? Oh, Galarian Growl, or not Galarian, sorry, Hisuian Growlithe. So cute. I love how they did the sprite. It has Arena Trap. Well. Wind, we're fine. What? Did you see it? It got all the stat boots from Silverwind? And Swords Dance? Oh my god. Please crit. Gulp. Okay, okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I know, Arena Trap isn't a great ability to have. But I wish I, oh my god, oh my god. Did we lose? Guys. We got a freaking soda pop. We got a soda pop. There we go. That's what we're talking about. We have to soda pop on the Growlithe. Felt bad, dude. The run is cursed. We should have taken Absol. I'm pretty sure that's who we're fighting. Is Mega Absol, so I'm pretty stressed out actually. Oh yeah, his base set is 565, so we could have taken him technically. Damn, I thought I was gonna get the full eruption, but it quick attacked. So now I'm not even gonna do the really strong eruption. Just the basic eruption. Okay. Damn, I did a lot still. Why are you making a poll for Super Fang? What's wrong with you? I'm a Super Fang to spite you right now. Oh, Blaze Kick. Look at the doubters right now. Doubters in shambles. What do I do? I might get rid of Mud Sport. It's kind of counterintuitive. If Absol had 2 HP, the poll would have been correct. Yeah, you're right. Fair enough, fair enough. I would have halved it. Oh, shit. Whoops. This is partner Eevee? What the? Like, so it can't evolve? I'm not pivoting to partner Eevee, okay? He doesn't even have partner Eevee moves. Yeah, if it wasn't randomized, we might be going partner Eevee. Uh-oh. Golem is just not who you would like to see as a bug fire type. Oh boy. We're gonna die. Hold on, fellas. It might not be over yet. That's not good. I can't even thunder him because he's part ground. Maybe just hope the Blaze Kick lands. Oh, that's going to kill me. Why? We lived for some reason? Oh, if it only that burned. We can't pivot, it's the trainer Pokemon. It used Razor Wind. We're so lucky. We're so lucky. Oh my god, okay. Wow! That was incredibly lucky. What was he doing? He was like, monologues on you. There's nothing you can do, bug Pokemon. For my next attack, I'm going to power up with Razor Wing. Is that what? What do you mean I lost? Helioptile Supremacy. Such a cute freaking Pokemon. It has Flash Fire. Stop that. Stop that right now. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, I just did it again. Oh. I wasn't thinking because I have Thunder. I can. What am I gonna do? Wait, it has Flash Fire. I'm an idiot. I can still Thunder it. Oh, I'm not using my brain at full capacity today, clearly. Goodness. Please don't have someone really strong right now. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. E. Perfect. Stupid Pokemon. Die, alphabet soup. Mr. E? There we go. Oh, we're... Wait, I didn't even look. We're timid. Oh, yeah, okay. Attack down, speed up. Funky? Only I had a bug move. Why did it avoid that? Guys, what do I do? What do I do? Oh my god. I did so much damage. I can't, if I eruption now, I'm like, it's not gonna do any damage because I'm so low. I think he still has one more Pokemon though. Yikes. Drought? Oh my god. Okay. Whew. We're live! We're alive! No one knows how, but we're alive. Do I have to pay to grief this worm? You leave me and Teemo alone. This is Tito's run right now. He's freaking doing it. God, it takes so much XP for it to level though. Like, we're only level 8 and we fought... I don't know. Maybe it's just the kind of Pokemon we've been fighting. Good. Oh. What is going on? Why do they have Fion and Mew? Okay, that was nice. Mew, my goat, I believe in you. Nah, that Mew only had Egg Bomb, which is based, but... Hello, Sock? Please stay over here. Because that's an adorable team. I mean, it really is. Fion and Mew? He was just going for the cutest squad around. Dragon Scale. XP share. Thunderstone. When do you think you'd start Resident Evil 9? Well, I don't own it yet. And it's only the 1st of March, so it'd have to be... I'd have to check and see how much I can afford right now, if I can just buy it. Because I might halt Ironmons for a while to play through it. At least to try and play through it before Pokopia. Hello. Another dog. We run into both legendary dogs in the wild so far. We're just missing Suicune. No, I'm loving the Ironmons. Well, I might still dedicate at least one day to them. But I really want to play through Resident Evil 9. I can't catch Raikou because he's a legendary. Jamie's like, so many damn rules. I played through all of Resident Evil 7 and 8, so I'm like very interested in playing Resident Evil 9. Sorry, Jumpliff. You ain't gonna like this. And we burn. Oh my god. Speed boost Jumpliff? I guess it in a box as trophies. I mean, that is true. That is a good point. There we go. That was a tactical super fang for the burn. I think this guy only has 2. I'm fairly sure. Oh, maybe just 1? No, he has 2. Oh my god, the crit. Alolan Persian. Stockpile. I doubt it also has spit up, so I'm not that scared of Stockpile. Like, the odds of it having both of those moves is so low. Sorry for asking about Resident Evil 9, I just wanted to know, I might gift you the Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth bundle on Steam later this year for you to enjoy those games. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that, Casey. Another Sharpbeak. I swear we always get Sharpbeak back here. Oh! Dracovich's cry. So silly. We gotta play it kind of safe right now. Twins don't fight you because you only have one Pokemon. We're only level 11. Like, what is... Let's just look. XP to next level. Damn. Okay, we're not fighting the fisherman though. We'll go and fight we'll fight her. Talks, okay. Should be easy enough. More Grim with Drought. Give me Drought. Well, no, we have Effect Spore. I'm quite happy with that. No thank you. I do not want to learn Sleep Talk. Whirlipede! Ugh. I wish that was my Whirlipede. Okay, let me give you an Oranberry. See if there's anyone back here that I didn't fight. I don't think I fought the girl at the very beginning. I definitely didn't fight the other trainer at the very beginning either. Oh. Oh wait, sorry, Jamie, let me... Does it fall under favorites because it evolves into your favorite? Like if my favorite was Venusaur and there was a Bulbasaur in there. I don't know because evolutions are randomized. I would say, like, I wouldn't be upset if I was watching someone and they did that. Personally, but I don't think so. I think it has to be the Pokemon that you say is your favorite. Hydro Cannon. Oh, the Whirlipede. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think so. If evolutions weren't randomized, I'd say maybe. This is so scary. It just has Hydro Cannon. Oh! Rock Throw! I thought I went with the safer option by fighting the trainer that only had one Pokemon. Man, See you later, Timo. It's been cool. Damn it, dude. That was gonna be kind of a hard run anyway, though. Larvesta's not really the one you want. It's full Corona. All right. Let's see. That's the run. I was right. We didn't make it to the first gym. Damn it. Okay, looks like left's in the lead. Oh, this could be anywhere though. Quick Claw is massive. We can't use it, unfortunately, because it's a Kaizo run. Or else it could be. I go away for 5 seconds and I miss the downfall of my ops. Yeah, we got Iron Boulder and he had the rock throw, just so you know. Oh, right it is. Gabite is mid. Articuno is left. Kufant is right. If you say so. Growth, Will-O-Wisp, Petal Dance, Tail Glow. Ugh. We are once again going to probably be pivoting here. Oh man. What's the display thing you have? Which thing do you mean? I certainly have a lot of stuff on the screen. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Oh, sorry. If you'd like to nickname Qfont, go ahead and type it in now. Exclamation point name. And where it shows the Pokemon you're fighting. Oh, like this thing right here. This is part of the tracker for the emulator I'm using for the Ironmon. So if you go here, hold on. If you go to this rule set right here, it should also link you. It should have the links to the tracker and everything too. You can join their Discord, and they have like a full rundown on how to set this up if it was something you were interested in to try out for yourself. All right, Winter. What are we naming Qfont? Qfint. Dumble. Dumble makes me sob. There was a lot of movies that I mean, I cry at everything, to be fair. There's a lot of movies I loved as a kid that would make me cry. I watched Dumbo exactly one time and was like, I can never watch this again. It made me way too sad. I bawled my eyes out. I'm gonna go with Ellie Belly. Oh wait, who are we? Are we against Articuno? Oh boy. Hi, Schmoochum. Get wisped. Ooh. Uproar. Oh boy. Is Vlad and Lowell still ugly? Yes. They haven't done anything to Vlad to make him less ugly. He's still a stupid onion. Yay. Please give me some moves. We're so moveless. New Shiv, however. Oh, yeah. Shyvana looks great, man. I'm so excited for the new Shyvana. Rockhead? Alright. We'll take it. We have growth and tail glow. I guess I'd probably just get rid of growth. We just don't have any freaking moves. We'll do a bit of scouting. Toad School? I like that sprite. He looks so silly standing like that instead of in his cute little walk. A Lapras? It's level 3. Should I see if I can find a higher level one? Or should I just try and catch? Should I just catch it? I think it would probably only be like 1 level higher. No harm to shop a little. That's true. That's true. Let's see who all's here. Is Lapras a favorite? I love Lapras. She's not on my official like favorites list, but absolutely a favorite in my heart. What about Dumbo though? Damn. Well, look, Dumbo just doesn't got a lot of moves. I feel very doomed having only Petal Dance as like a damaging move right now. Like, I'm sure we could level up a bit, but... Hold on. What? Tell me. Don't walk away. Tell me. What did you do? Oh my god. Dumbo is steel type though. That is true, and steel is a very good type. We're special attack up, special defense down. Dang, we're special attack up and we have tail glow. That is pretty crazy. But Chikorita, hold on. Chikorita evolves at level 16. That might be an interesting investment. That could be an interesting investment. Houndoom, love Houndoom. Will-O-Wisp is a good status move. How many Pokemon have we seen on this route? Oh, 6 out of 6. Okay. Growth is special attack up by 1. Tail Glow is special attack up by 2, I believe. Or is it 1.5? Oh, Toad Scrool is on this route too? That's crazy. Man, I am half tempted to go Lapras. I like Water Ice is a pretty good typing too. Yeah, Ingrain's banned. Can you check the moves before committing? Nope. You have to hard commit if you pivot. So this Lapras could be worse off than what we have right now. Like there's no guarantee. And starting at level 3 is pretty rough, but Lapras has a much higher base stat total than Qfont. You think I should stick with Dumbo? Because hold on, let's look real fast. Because Qfont evolves, so it would evolve at 30 because it's locked to 30. So maybe we stick it out with Dumbo. Hopefully we'll get another move. I just don't have high hopes. I do not have high hopes. We resist that. Can we beat Roxanne with Tail Glow Petal Dance? That is a good question. Very good question. If we could just get one other move, like decent move, to replace Growth with, we might have a better shot, because Will-O-Wisp is really nice to nerf them, right? Or, you know, it's just a good debuff. Okay. Tail Glow for setup, and then Petal Dance really strong. Oh my god! Terrapagos, please relax. Oh, it has Truant. It did relax. Turns out it does relax. Okay. Good, very good. That's true. Even if we had a better... I mean, not that Petal Dance isn't really strong, because it is. But even if we had, like, a better special move that we wouldn't be, like, locked into. We're not going to really use Rockhead either, unfortunately. That's nice. Oh. Okay. Sweet. what do you got? Tiana. Oh, he's being electrode. Okay. If we can enter the gym with a lumberry, we might be safe. I think there is a lumberry that we pick up on the way. Or maybe I've just been getting lucky and picking up a lumberry along the way. Please no explode. I feel like it would be unlikely since it's randomized, but you really never know. Oh, shaman. Explosion is, I think explosion and self-destruct are physical. Ugh. Might as well. Hooray! Oh. Oh, dang it. Dang it! I mean, I might as well take it over growth because between growth and tail growth, I'm just never gonna use growth. So it might be good to have something that resist fire a little bit, I guess. Like it's like just a sliver better. I know, we're getting so many status moves. That's what I was afraid of. Let's check actually too. X attack. Wait, not here. Let's see. When... Oh, it's at this. Our next move is at level 15, so it's right before we enter the gym. So... maybe we'll get lucky? Maybe? Can we use TMs? We can use TMs. But we'd have to find them and like, cause we can't use them before we get to Roxanne. Cause obviously we can use the TM that she gives us, but we have to beat her in order to do that. Oops. Oops. Poison barb. No held items are brutal. So we can have certain held items, but they have to be, what is it? Not perishable, but expendable? I can't think of the word right now. Consumable, that's the word. And we'll fight her. You Palafin. Oh, paralyzed? Nice. Alright, get this item over here. Damn. Really hoping to see like a citrus berry or lum berry. That would be very ideal. Oh wait, there's an item down here too. Can't forget about this one, even though I do all the time. An ice stone. A moonstone. Person 2, yeah, that would be good. Bone edge is nice. Getting an Aegislash early would be crazy. Oh, Finizen. It's pretty weird odds. I should, okay. Ooh, my low tick. You're beautiful. Per arena trap. Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna catch it to make it go faster, and then I'm putting it in the box. I don't want to waste time. We're not pivoting, just so it's clear. It's getting boxed. It's just easier than like battling them out. I don't want to jinx the run, so I'm gonna shut up actually. I was gonna say something, but I'm not saying it yet. Kinesis? We avoided it, nice. So no pull? Well, not yet at least. Knock on wood. Please snap out of confusion. There we go. Like, I'm not saying it's off the table, but not yet. Ooh, ether. Okay, we got 3 items behind this place. Maybe we'll get something good. Katarina. I have a moonstone. No, but you're level 5, so don't really want to start all the way over. Oh, he actually has Intimidate? Weird. White herb. Oh, Zorua. Linking cord. Well, if only I needed any of that to evolve our guy. Okay, I'm gonna try and just be very careful. Oh no! We technically have 2 Pokemon. Because I haven't released the Milotic yet. Oh my god. Okay, well, this is just gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Damn, what a moveset. Forced restart? I don't know. Oh, we might have to anyway. We might just have to. Yeah, I don't know. It could be your guys' call. I don't think Dumbo could beat a double battle with its moveset. Well, usually you don't fight them because you don't have a... You don't have 2 Pokemon, so their interaction never gets triggered. And I just completely forgot. Because usually with Arena Trap Pokemon, they're like, if you're able to catch them, just catch them so you can move and then release them. So... I mean, that's true. We didn't totally faint. I didn't use extra healing moves or anything. So if you guys are okay with me continuing, then I'm just gonna go release the Milotic or put him in the box. Mickey Mouse run. Listen, listen. If you don't have 2, you don't have to fight them. Yes. Typically, they say that they won't fight you because you only have 1 Pokemon. But we continue run it. Aye, aye. Okay. Continue we shall. That almost ended us anyway. That would have been so upsetting. Definitely need to remember that for the future. Everything has speed boost. That is so wild. We've run into so many speed boosts. Oh. ahead and burn you real fast. Okay, that did actually nothing. Okay, looks like we're in good shape. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna go back and heal. I'm gonna be annoying. I like how we look at the moment. We need to get 15 so we can see what this other move is. And then I think we'll be in good shape. I think I'll feel better about it. Fisher, huh? You don't know me. Cute palmy sprite. Hello. That is so cute. Silicobra. Okay, nice. This is very good. Ooh. Come on, Dumbo. Snap out of it. Oh my hell? Use one more. Okay, it likely doesn't have spit up. I'm just going to guess. It's a lot of stockpiling. Why am I still confused? Okay. That fatigue is a killer, man. All that just to still be level 13, huh? Oh. Esto berry. What was that? Lepa berry. 10 power points in battle. Okay. I think we didn't fight one trainer on the beach. We could go back and... We haven't fought one trainer on the beach. We haven't fought the bug guy that has 4 Pokemon. But I don't really want to fight that guy, so... We also could technically enter the gym at 13. I would just really prefer not to. Oh, I thought we fought him already. Okay, that's good. Somebody. Is this the first time we have to fight everyone? It really feels that way right now. Oh, Mega Punch. Oh, Mega Punch is normal, right? It's like, uh-oh, fighting move. It is not one. Okay, I think we can get away with just fighting Buddy on the beach. I guess there's technically that guy too, but... Oh, whoops. Oh, there we go. We are a tanky little dude. Right there, okay. If we get to the point where she evolves and we get like Riolu. Oh. Sacred Fire. Ooh. We're locked. Scary. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna just Orange Berry one turn. Skull Bash? Nice. Okay, we landed the Will-O-Wisp. And not that I think Delcatty has crazy high stats anyway, but just good to be proactive. Alright. Maybe we come back and fight that fisherman. We'll just heal right here. And see if we can fight the... or should we just... I don't know. Oh, Dottler. Beauty. He has 4 Pokemon, but I think they're all like level, yeah, I was gonna say like level 3, level 4, but that's a little scary. I'm just gonna water sport just in case. Oh. They all gotta resist grass though. God, I hope not. He's level 3 though. Yeah. God. David, why are you jinxing me like this? Oh, ice does not resist grass. Okay, never mind. Slitherwing! Oh, so cool. So cool, so beautiful. I love Slitherwing. Damn, Steel really is so good. Oh. Come on. There we go. There we go. He's been Voltorb. They almost all did resist grass, though. That's pretty wild. Perfect. What did we get? This doesn't really go with the kit, fellas. I think I'd rather have water sport. Which is not saying a lot. All right, I guess this is gonna be what it is for Roxanne. Yamper. Beauty. And before we get double team walled, don't you put that evil on me. Don't you say that. Don't you speak that into existence. Everything's... Who knows what's gonna happen? I do not have the highest of hopes. Okay, I gotta make sure that I give myself an orange berry though this time. Actually, I think those... Lucha time. No. No luchas. I love the noise it makes when you run over the puddles. I think I forgot to get the berries inside this house. I don't think this is randomized, what they give you, because she gives you the watering can. Raspberry. We're having... Sorry, that was like... It felt... It feels like we're having like a little earthquake? Is that... I mean, I guess it just happened. Just seeing if anyone reported anything. That's weird. I feel like... Feels like tremors a little bit. Big Worm. I love that movie. I love Tremors. Wait, was that an earthquake? Sorry, I'm like... Okay, I guess maybe not, but maybe no one's reported it yet. I don't know, that was very weird. Like, it's very late at night. I don't think my downstairs neighbor's like moving things. That is not who we wanted to see. Ooh. Oh my god. He's got Mach Punch. I think this is likely over. I can't Will-O-Wisp him because he's fire, right? Like, I don't want to waste the move. I'll just tail glow anyway. Yeah, okay. I was hoping, like, maybe he'll use something stupid. The AI is kind of dumb occasionally. Not that I think we're going to get that lucky again, but, Oh. You snatch? What is happening? What is going on? Okay, for some reason it decided to never use Mach Punch again. I don't know why. But, okay. I'm not complaining. We're down to our last Oranberry. Do I have any other... Not the start that we were hoping for. Never punished. I'm going into this Roxanne fight with half HP and I haven't even fought her yet. Oh my god, another fighting type? Can we be honest? It's Dragon too. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the AI. Like, it was a super effective priority move. I don't know why it just decided to never use it again. That was kind of bizarre. It had freaking Confuse Ray. As if we haven't dealt with enough confusion. Oh, please. Come on, Dumbo. Oh, this is so over. I can't. Without any way to regain HP either. Oh my god. Please. We don't got nothing, man. Damn. I was like, maybe I could... I don't know. I don't know what I could have done. I should have just pivoted earlier, I think. We got walled so hard in the gym. You know what they say. Sometimes it really do be like that. On to the next one. We made it to the gym. If honestly, I think that run could have gone a lot different if we found some better items though. Like, I feel like I usually find a potion or two. Or like just more healing items in general. I think there's a world where that goes a lot differently. Well, I mean, I guess you could say that about anything. It would go a lot differently if we had one other move besides Pedal Dance too. Ooh, an X special. Don't mind that, not at all. 2 votes for right. There's a world we make a few months into Roxanne, probably not further. That's also true. Just imagining like if we found some lumberries, we found a citrus berry. Right, mid? Satotl. Cute Satotl. Okay, Tentacruel and Darumaka. I love Satotl. She has Lovely Kiss, Clamp, Bone Rush, and Dig. Okay. I don't mind that. A Stone Evolution Ice type. Yeah, we'd have to get pretty lucky. We found an Ice Stone our very, just last run, too. Okie dokie. Brittle Boneless, what would you like to nickname Satotl? Is this the run? We have, what do we have? We have Cute Charm, and we're female. Baby. He is a baby. Because wait, did we have Sweet Kiss or Lovely Kiss? Because Lovely Kiss puts him to sleep too, yeah? Oh, demands a kiss with scary face that induces sleep. Okay, 75% accuracy. Dig, Clamp, traps and squeeze the foe for 2 to 5 turns, and Bone Rush. We only have one 100% accurate move, but 90's not too bad. And I think we learned some moves pretty quickly because this is a baby Pokemon. I'm glad I didn't get it. I would have said bingo. Ah, Starmie! I love Starmie. Sorry, I just had a moment for a second. Okay, here we go. Right, the fire Pokemon. We got Clamp. Oh, it used Rain Dance. Amazing. 10 out of 10 AI moment, truly. Stop that. Clamp him. That clamp damage is really not doing very much, huh? Really not doing a lot. Baby, please. Thank you. Hyper Voice. Okay. Hyper Voice, not bad at all. I love Hyper Voice. Okay, what? I mean, okay, this is a sleep move, but 75% accurate. Clamp. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get rid of... I feel like it's either between Clamp and Lovely Kiss, but then I'm like, it's nice to have a water move too, but it's not that accurate. You think Hyper Voice over Dig? Oh really? Instead of Bone Rush? Dig's our only accurate move. Well, I guess Hyper Voice would replace that. I feel like it's either... I feel like Dig was the only one I was thinking about keeping. Honestly, like because I was thinking I could give up Bone Rush because we have Dig. Clamp because it's not that strong, but it is water, and Lovely Kiss. Think we lose Bone Rush? Yeah. Okay, I think you're right, honestly. Then we have two 100% accurate moves. We have more move diversity. I think you're right. think that was a good call, team. What does Cute Charm do? Upon contact, if they're the opposite gender, they get infatuated. Which is pretty exciting because we're girl and a lot of Pokemon are usually male, so. Except for this Starmie that is for some reason genderless. Interesting. Okay, go off, Starmie. Grace made my body take a screenshot. that Starmie just didn't have a gender. But that's alright. Oh, male Gardevoir. Perfect. Who needs gender when you got long legs? I mean, it honestly makes sense for Stormy. Like, that's a starfish. Oh. Oh, the hyper voice is so cute. I'm getting distracted. Thrash did 9 damage to us. I think we simply hyper voice again. Okay, very good. For sure. 2 levels. Tickle? What the hell does Tickle do? Lower attack and defense? Ooh. That's not bad. We could, I know this is a lot of normal moves. But where we have Lovely Kiss, where we could potentially put them to sleep, this is a lot of potential. Putting them to sleep, a Tickle. I don't know. I'm kind of partial to swapping swapping Clamp for Tickle for lowering the stats. I don't know. Clamping dot makes it better than Tickle. It's just not a great dot, unfortunately. But I think maybe you're right, and it's probably good to have the coverage move. Great, let's go heal up, please. But dot is dot. I mean, that is true. It's good to have something. Being pure ice is a little bit scary, though. Ice is just not the strongest type. I probably should have hyper voiced there, but it's okay. Lots of thrashes. Arboliva. To ref defensive types, a solid offensive type though. It's so funny because Ice was like, I think the intention was I don't know, honestly. Because it seems like they keep trying to make, like, bulky ice Pokemon. But it's just... Oh. So he's just like a little bit over the base stat total. Just like, just maybe a little over double the base stat total. or a little under, I guess. I didn't know Chairman Rose was out here summoning that guy in the middle of this field. We landed it. Go to sleep. This does neutral? Oh no. How'd you dodge it? You're sleeping. Wink alone. Look at all these paldeas. I love so much that we have hyper voice. The Tunnel's cry is so cute. I can't stop raving about it. It just makes me happy. Okay. We'll just go ahead and give you one of these now. Just so I don't forget to do it later. We had Mama. Oh, you're right. We had Mama, now we have Baby. I'll just fight her. Hi, Issa. How's it going? Good to see you. Sailor, sailor, sailor. Long time no see. Okay, let's go. We'll just hyper voice him. Been a while, how are you? I'm doing so good. I hope you're well. Oh, nice. That was a crit, too. Beautiful. We're currently playing a Nathex Ironmon Kaizo Sheer Cold. Stab Sheer Cold. Is this ROM really hard? I would like to try ROM hack one day. So the ROM itself is perfectly fine. Like I'm playing with a ton of rules. I guess you're right. It's not, it doesn't matter if it's stab, if it's an OKO move, so never mind. 30% accuracy though. I have to think about this. Oh, sorry. I'm playing with a lot of limitations and a lot of rules that I've given myself, but the actual ROM, like you could play it however you wanted. I have it set to be a randomizer with the Nat deck, so it goes all the way up to Gen 9. But you could just like play it that way. I'm doing a Kaizo Ironmon run, so I'm only able to use one Pokemon per run, and if I die, I have to start all the way over. Gamble, indulge, oh Zen, oh Zen. Lovely Kiss puts them to sleep. Oh, sheer cold. I almost want to take it. I mean, if I got rid of one again, it would probably be Clamp. Because if we put him to sleep, and we sheer cold them. Like, if we're against someone that is really scary, you know, like maybe. But that's a lot to ask, because Lovely Kiss is 75 and sheer cold is 30. So we would have to be pretty lucky to pull that off. Just doesn't feel right. What do you guys think? You think I keep it or get rid of it? Get rid of Clamp? Well, okay, hold on. There is an argument for Clamp though, because our biggest threat is water, or sorry, is fire. Oh, but we have dig. Oh man. Use Hello Baby as well? Yes. I've used Hello Baby for lots of stuff. I'm not gonna take it. Oh, it's gonna feel so bad. It's fine. Speaking of, why do you have iron defense? I thought OKO moves were banned. Oh, you might be right. Wait a minute, I didn't even think about that. Let me look at my banned moves list real quick. Healing moves. It doesn't say here, at least. It's mostly just healing moves and HM moves. So it doesn't say that OKO moves are banned. I think probably because they're so low accuracy. What happened to the Kangaskhan run? Pure tragedy. Pure tragedy. Executor. I wanted that run to be it so bad. I think I just messed that one up if I remember correctly. This would be nice to have Mind Reader. Oh my god. A Mind Reader Sheer Cold combo? Guard spec. Oh, my chapstick. Omega Sharpedo. I think Mind Reader doesn't affect OKO moves either. Wait, why not? That seems weird. I haven't heard of that, having that interaction. I know, Biggs. It keeps every time I use Hyper Voice, I'm like, wow, this is the best. Transform. I forgot that you could get transform. I've only like thought of it as an ability. I forget that it's just a move. The fuckboy Seraphine emotes in the Mythic shop? Oh my god, you can finally get it? Dude, that's a long time you've waited. Oh my gosh, we're already level 13. Sweet, okay, let's go heal up. Is the move we were going to get banned in this run? No. OKO moves are not banned, I think because they're very low accuracy. Oops. And I feel like that's fair. 30% accurate move. And it's only 5 power points. I mean, we didn't take it anyway, but I'm fairly certain. I looked at the banned moves list and I didn't see it. Oh, we got a full restore? Okay, that's good. I really feel like playing older Pokemon games. Well, I bet. Typhlosion. My boy. Oh. Okay, wait, I have to show you guys a picture. So I have a Sitting Cuties Typhlosion, and my daughter loves him. And so she's just looking out the window with him. And then she sat him on the windowsill. And her and Typhlosion and our dog were just looking out the window. Like, so freaking cute. She's the best. Oh, I love it. What game would be the hardest to Kaizo Ironmon? Okay, so someone told me, actually it was Joey Pokegame, who he does a lot of Ironmons, because originally I was going to do an Ironmon of Soul Silver, and he was like, do not do it because it's so tedious, the back and forth you have to do, and there wasn't like a reliable patch like there is for Emerald where you can skip a lot of the beginning, so it's really grindy. Ooh. Ooh. Yuck. A little clamp. We cannot dig here. Is Tornadus Therian, is he a Cyclops? Or is that just what this specific sprite looks like? I don't remember him being a Cyclops. You think it's just the angle? Okay. It's like, I don't... Oh, his head's just probably turned. Okay. Oh, Thievel. X attack. Oh my god. Necrozma, please. Imagine we get an ice stone behind this little hut. Okay, not an ice stone. Okay, not an ice stone. Palafin. So cute. God, I wish I liked Palafin's hero form better. Oh, wow. Yeah, the Palafin sprite, very cute. I love my hero dolphin. I actually like, I love the concept of Palafin. I just wish that I liked its design a little bit better. Like it's probably me just being critical again. I like the superhero aspect. Very good. I would have maybe changed its face a little bit. I'd have to draw it to really explain it though. Okay, and then this should get us to Roxanne's gym. Ow. Oh, Sammy, please, thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Sharpen. What does Sharpen do? Raises attack? Does that just raise it by 1? I'm not an artist, so my general liking is, wow, that looks awesome. Fair enough. Hi all. You're playing God of War Ragnarok. Oh, nice. I still haven't finished that game. I really enjoyed it, and then I moved and my PlayStation went somewhere, and I never got around to finishing it. We're playing God of War Ragnarok on the hardest difficulty. Oh my god. I struggled with that game a little bit. Sharpen. Okay. Sharpen with Hyper Voice and Dig and Clamp. I feel like this might be good to have something that raises our attack stat. But do we take it over Lovely Kiss? Because a Sharpen Hyper Voice might go kind of crazy. Wait, no, wait, yeah. Is Hyper Voice special? Hold on. Let me look at. Oops. Hello. Can I see my Citadel, please? It's not gonna let me see him. Only buffs Dig. Okay. Well. Okay, maybe I won't take it then. Oh! For one moment, I lived in a world where Hyper Voice was fairy. Whoops! Uh-oh. Let's just dig for one turn. Good. Okay. Okay, we're level 15. We gotta go. It is, but base damage is 35. Yeah. Not a super strong move. Okay, we'll give you an orange berry. We are going into this with a full restore though, which is nice. Okay, and then our rules are, when you enter a gym, you have to beat all of the trainers inside, and you can't leave once you enter. Nice. We can't hyper voice it. I just realized. Okay, we'll clamp for a little bit of dot, maybe. Not gonna be much. It'll be something. I guess we gotta dig. Oof. We're walled by grass grass ghost quite a bit. Oh, brother. Ooh, okay, it was a crit. That was a little bit scary damage. Yay, immobilized by love. Oh. Guess we just gotta keep digging. Clamp just doesn't do enough damage. Also, having stab Shadow Ball is insane. Can I just say that? Stop. Stop avoiding it. Okay, we'll do one more clamp for the little baby dot. Cute Charm has really come in handy here. Can I just say that? Oh yeah, that's true. Stab Needle Arm and Stab Shadow Ball. Woo! Okay, we gotta re-add our Oranberry. Here we go. Poison type. Nice. Very good. Oh. Oh, flying. Okay. Small baby yells at Cloud. Hey, she's kind of doing it right now. I'm so proud of her. Oh. Oh my goodness. We landed Lovely Kiss. That's crazy. Okay. Oh. Color change. That's not good. Assist? Who would win? One career martial artist bear or one tiny baby? Okay. We crit. Amazing. Alright, Roxanne, here we go. Here's your Oranberry, kid. Hello, Charlie. It would seem you have an IGN game reviewer seed, perhaps. Oh, I do? Why do you say that? What are you talking about? By noon. swagger? Oh. I hate Roxanne. I'm scared. I don't know. Should I full restore right now? We're like a little over half. Oh, but if I dig, it's two chances for me to get to hit. Oh, let me just try this again. It sketched nothing? What an idiot. Okay, we're full restoring. What a weird... Oh my god. Stop. That is so crazy. You did not switch to Executor. Are you joking? Damn. They really brought out the female Executor. She set up Swagger Linoon on me and then had female Executor. I'm just a little bit sick to my stomach. Can I say that? Alright, well, we're ending on attempt 45 today. I gotta call it quits there though. Thank you guys for being here. That was so much fun. I know this seems probably like a little bit of a masochistic Pokemon run, but I'm honestly having so much fun just battling all the different types of Pokemon and seeing all the different sprites, and I've been really enjoying how challenging this is. So it hit you with 7 status effects and hit you with your big counter. That was crazy. That was just crazy. Okay, let's find someone to raid. And I'm gonna go the heck to sleep. Let's see, does anyone have any suggestions? Let's see. It's much more interesting with Nat decks for sure. Vanilla Gen 3 is masochistic. I could see that. I think that's why I enjoy the randomizer so much, because there's so much variety that it doesn't feel like I'm just like bashing my head into a wall. It's like a new, you have to change your strategy every single time. So I've been enjoying that. Who the heck is online right now? It's so late. Oh, Pico! Pico's playing Fallout New Vegas? Oh my god, that's gonna be a good time. I love Pico. Pico's a VTuber. She's a dear friend of mine. I just love her. You will be in very good hands. Where is my... I don't have my bot on? Hello? Where's my freaking bot? My Streamlabs bot is just broken? Bot, hello? Any moment now. Hey, good night, Sailor. It was so good to see you. And also, if you need help setting it up, or like want help setting up the randomizer or the even just the base game, just reach out anytime. I'm happy to help. Okay, here we go. Here's our raid messages. Now they're working. Hey, you guys, have a great night. What is Sunday night? I will probably see you guys Tuesday. I'll let you know. I'll figure it out. Okay, goodbye.